Welcome back to the podcast where we ask, what's up Lake County?
Some shady shenanigans, apparently.
Some very shady goings-on. On today's episode, we take you to the south end of Lake County, and it's our first listener-submitted story.
Let's get to it. From the sun-soaked shores of Lake Dora to the hidden hollers of Umatilla, this is What's Up Lake County.
I'm Jesse Brooks, and along with my co-host Ben Travers, we're diving into the stories that matter in Lake County, Florida. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
We're talking headlines, hometown heroes, and everything in between. If it happens in Lake County, it's happening here.
No spin, no fluff, just real stories about real people.
In this episode, we're discussing Mascotte, Florida, where developer Charles Piper and Taylor Morrison are developing the Langley property, formerly home to cattle and orange groves.
Here to give us a little background on Taylor Morrison is Tori Wilder.
Taylor Morrison is a publicly traded company with operations across the U.S. While it boasts a massive portfolio of residential developments, its name is also associated with controversy. Although our current episode focuses on Mascotte, Florida, other court battles show this isn't an isolated case. In 2022, the picturesque Keystone area in Hillsborough County became a battleground between residents and Taylor Morrison. The list of alleged violations is long. Construction crews working late into the night, working long past the county's approved construction hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays, illegal tree removal to the tune of a $310,000 fine, the largest environmental penalty issued by the county that year, and an investigation by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission after gopher tortoise burrows, home to a state-protected species, were destroyed without permission. When residents started reporting these activities, a large berm was erected that blocked their view. Taylor Morrison has shown arrogance and disdain for the rule of law, said Melissa Nordbeck, who, along with about 200 other residents, filed suit against the home builder. Commissioner Mariella Smith said Taylor Morrison are the worst of the bad actors that we see in that industry, cutting down trees, working at night without a permit. And they consider the fines just the cost of doing business. They ask for forgiveness, not permission, and consistently thumb their nose at the rules. As part of the discovery process for the lawsuit, some disturbing evidence was uncovered. One contractor working for Taylor Morrison relocated 77 gopher tortoises from the development site. During that process, 2 were injured and 1 was killed. Gopher tortoises are classified as a threatened species under Florida law. It's hard to argue that killing a protected animal aligns with efforts to, as the company claims, complement the natural elements and beauty of the surrounding properties. And this wasn't an isolated incident of poor oversight. According to an internal company email shared by Melissa Nordbeck, a county official told the developer that there have been a series of missteps along the way in both starting work early, clearing the site early, some outstanding fines for tree removal, and most recently getting ahead of schedule with gopher tortoise permitting. Residents in Odessa received a slight victory in the case when the presiding judge ruled that much of the damage residents sought to prevent had already occurred, as construction has been underway since spring 2022. However, if the plaintiffs succeed at trial, state law permits the court to mandate the removal of the development. To preserve this possibility, Judge Wolf prohibited Taylor Morrison from selling homes or lots on the property before the case was resolved. He explained the court would likely be unable to order removal of development and construction on the non-party's real property. Thus, plaintiffs would not have an adequate remedy at law to address the harm if they prevail. The ruling also highlighted evidence presented by residents, including Hillsborough County's stop work order and reports of illegal tree removal that predated the county's issuance of a development order in May 2022. Wolf concluded that Taylor Morrison acted in violation of permits and ordinances in its pursuit of speedy development of the property, and the plaintiffs had demonstrated they would face irreparable harm without further legal safeguards. I'm Tori Wilder, reporting for What's Up Lake County.
Thank you, Tori.
Tori's presentation was based on research linked in the description.
Returning to the current situation in Mascotte, the area used to be mostly farms and citrus groves. There was even an orange juice and packing plant in neighboring Groveland. Trains used to come through town up until the late 80s just to pick up orange juice. There used to be a lot of wildlife there too. Bald eagles, deer, bobcats, several endangered species.
So what happened?
Developers started coming in and buying up everything they could. And all the farms, forests, and marshlands are quickly being razed, and housing developments are being built over them.
and all that wildlife habitat is being destroyed. Where's T Swift and Al Gore when you need them?
Don't get me started on those two. Anyway, residents in the surrounding areas have tried to fight the unchecked development of these rural areas, but they live in the county, and all of this is going on in land annexed into the city. So they couldn't vote against it, or even vote out the people on the city council at the time.
So that's the background. What's the current situation in Mascotte?
There was some more questionable removal of trees because they were in the way. But it didn't stop there. According to our source working for the city of Mascotte, Piper Taylor Morrison, have been clearing land for the past 2 months without approval from the city. They were cited at least 3 times, but continued to clear the land. During the council meeting on May 6th, they brought a new parcel of land before the council members, who learned of the illegal land clearing as well as other concerns. It was tabled, and council explicitly told Taylor Morrison and Piper that they are not allowed to clear land until they have approval. That didn't stop them, though. Crews were out the next day continuing to clear the land. On May 8th, 2 stop work orders were posted, but even that wasn't enough to stop them. They were caught still illegally clearing land the next morning. Police were called. The site manager allegedly lied to them.
Our source also said that the developers have been issued work stoppages for months and refused to follow the orders, which is illegal. And although a few city employees were aware of the illegal land clearing, they did not make city council members aware of this until the agenda was presented shortly before the meeting, which raises some concerns.
So what can people do?
Get involved. Make your voice heard. This Tuesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m. is the next Mascotte City Council meeting, where Piper and Taylor Morrison are requesting to rezone more undeveloped land for development. This is your chance to stand up and show the elected officials that you oppose this rampant overdevelopment and that you will support them if they take a stand against the big corporations that believe they can exploit our rural areas and small towns and get away with doing whatever they want.
Your presence matters, and together, we can protect our local communities.
Got a story Lake County needs to hear?
A memory, a mystery, a moment in history. If it happened here, we want to know about it.
Drop us a comment, send us a message at whatsuplakecounty@aol.com, or tag us in your post. Local news, upcoming events, family legends, forgotten headlines, nothing's off limits.
Your stories are Lake County's story. Let's tell it together.
Subscribe and follow, because you don't want to be the last to know what's up.
The views expressed in this episode are those of the people interviewed for news stories, not necessarily those of What's Up Lake County or those involved in the making of this episode.